Just checking in. I debated on whether to film this month, but I decided to film a more basic class as I injured my shoulder. So I'm going to be taking it easy, showing you more beginning movements as I'm trying to keep movement in the shoulder as I heal. So this will be beneficial for anybody who wants a more gentle class. Also beginners. So I will give options. I may not demonstrate them all due to my shoulder, but most everything works and I'm trying to stay in movement. So we'll get started. So I wanted to add too. It's always good to have a block. If you don't have an actual yoga block, you can use books, you can use pillows, just something to lift your hips as you sit. So your hips come above your knees and you can straighten your spine, lengthening it easily without too much challenge. So finding those sits bones, stacking each vertebra in the spine, sitting tall, close your eyes when you're ready. We're just going to come to the mat to start. Dropping your attention and awareness into the body. Letting go of plans, thoughts, to-do lists. And bringing your awareness to your breath. The expanding in the inhale, the contracting in the exhale. And we'll do a few yogic breaths. So bringing your hand to your belly and one to your chest. It's conscious breathing, 3-part breath. So empty all the air out of your lungs. On your next inhale, you're going to bring the breath deep down into your belly. So your belly opens and then your rib cage widens, and at the very top, your chest lifts. Slight pause before you exhale in reverse. Chest sinks, rib cage draws in, belly returns to the spine. Again, belly, ribs, chest, pause, and exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Last one, inhale, belly, ribs, chest, pausing. See if you can hold it just a little bit longer here at the top, sucking in just a little bit more air. And then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. You can keep your hands here or release them back to your thighs or your knees. Returning to your natural rhythm of breath. And then taking this moment, these last few moments in stillness, to set an intention for your practice today. Something today that means something to you specifically. And just hold that intention throughout your practice in the back of your mind. And slowly flutter your eyelids open. And we'll begin to move. I'm going to get warm. The sun is out. We'll stay in our seated position. We're going to inhale, hands on your knees. Inhale, lift the heart, let the head slightly tip back. Don't let it fall back, but tip back as you draw your shoulder blades together. Your heart comes in front of your shoulders, tailbone lifts. And then as you exhale, round in. Shoulder blades separate, belly draws to spine, tailbone tucks, head drops. Keep moving with this, a seated cat and cow. Inhale and exhale. Move with your breath. Always expanding on the inhale and contracting on the exhale. One more time. Then return to neutral. Move the spine in the other direction, twisting. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to your left. Left hand comes behind you, right hand to the top of the knee. Gaze over your left shoulder. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head as you twist, like you're wringing out your spine. Inhale, coming back through center, fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, twist to the other side. Pull the left shoulder blade towards the spine, the right shoulder blade. Opening the spine, opening the shoulder. Inhale back to center, and exhale, hands come to your knees. We'll just do a little opening for the neck. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, drop your left ear to your left shoulder. You can stay here. You can walk your right fingertips out away from you on the mat. Feeling the stretch all along the side of the right neck, even down into the shoulder. Inhale, return to neutral, and exhale, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Let your shoulders relax down. Again, maybe walking those left fingertips away. Inhale back to center. Bring your hands up and interlace your fingers behind the base of your head. Inhale, draw the heart through, drop the shoulder blades down, lift the chin. And then exhale, draw the elbows towards each other, drop the chin. Releasing the hands, lifting the spine. From here, we're going to remove the block or books or whatever you have. Set it aside. It can be useful throughout the practice. We're going to come to child's pose. So big toes together, knees wide. Let your hips sink over your heels, and then walk your hands in front of you on the mat, resting your forehead or the third eye on the mat. Let the tail melt towards the heels, softening and opening through the low back. Belly breathing in between your thighs. Let's come up onto fingertips just briefly here. And then let the heart sink even closer to the mat. Little opening for the shoulder. Dropping your palms down. On your next inhale, come all the way back up to all fours. So shoulders over wrist, fingers spread wide, hips over knees. In a neutral position for the spine, we'll go through some cat-cow here. Inhale, lift the head and the tail as you open the heart, drawing the heart through the shoulders, belly drops. Exhale into cat as the spine arches, belly draws towards the spine, tailbone tucks. Inhale and exhale. Keep moving with your breath. Coming back to neutral, we'll set up for our first downward facing dog. So again, check in with your hands, making sure the fingers are wide. All 5 finger pads, and then those knuckles are grounded into the mat. Then we want to rotate that inner crease of our elbows. They need to be shining towards each other or as forward as possible, just depends on your flexibility. Curl your toes under. Inhale, and on the exhale, lift the hips, push back into our first downward facing dog. We're going to start by pedaling the feet. One heel reaching towards the mat while the other lifts, stretching out the calf, the ankle, even stretching out the feet and the toes. And then coming to both heels, reaching towards the mat. Heart reaching towards the thighs, pushing just as much into your hands as you're pushing into your feet, as if you want to rip the top half of the mat away from the bottom. Downward facing dog. On your next exhale, take some slow steps coming to the front of your mat. Feet hip width apart, so this is about 2 fist distance between your feet. Bend your knees generously until you can rest your upper body on top of your thighs, and then let your upper body just relax over the top of your knees and thighs, arms hanging relaxed. You can stay here, or you can grab opposite elbows and sway side to side, releasing through the spine, creating space. Shaking your head, yes and no, to release the neck. Shaking your head, yes and no, to release the neck. Completely relaxed here. Releasing the arms, straighten the legs, and then slowly, one vertebra at a time, roll through the spine, coming all the way to standing. Head and shoulders last. Standing tall here in mountain pose at the front of our mat. Bring your hands together to touch at your heart center, closing your eyes. Checking in with that intention one last time. My intention sending out to you is just listening to our body. So my focus is right now. I want to heal and not hurt. I want to keep movement but not push it too far. And listen to the signals my body's giving me. Fluttering your eyes open. We're going to move through some sun salutations. So heel toe your feet together, toes touch, heels slightly apart, or you can keep them hip width apart. This is just a personal preference here. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, bring your palms together and dive over the front of your legs. In forward fold. Inhale, come to a halfway lift, hands to the shins, flat back. Exhale, lower, planting your hands, and then slowly step one foot back and then the other into plank. Shoulders stay stacked on the wrists. Looking at your hands, checking in with your form, belly is drawn in. Dropping your knees, or you can stay on your feet for chaturanga, but I'm taking it easy on my shoulder. Exhale, lower, chest and chin. Inhale, release the top of the feet as you scoop forward, lifting your heart off the mat using the muscles in your spine. Shoulders are rolled back, shoulder blades drawn together. You should be able to lift your hands off the mat using the muscles in your spine to lift in baby cobra. Exhale, push back to your knees, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. Inhale, and on your exhale, take one or many steps to get to the front of your mat and forward fold. Inhale, rebound in a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep high, and exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, and you can step or you can hop back to the plank. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, drop your knees, chest, chin. Inhale to baby cobra, or you can come all the way up to upward facing dog. Tops of the feet and the hands are the only thing on the mat. Draw the shoulder blades together as you reach the heart through. Exhale, roll over the top of the feet, coming into downward facing dog. So there are some options for your vinyasa. We'll move on. Inhale, reaching your right leg high to the sky. Three-legged dog. Reaching long and strong through the entire leg. Try to keep the right hip from lifting too much. Exhale, bend the knee. Bring the right foot all the way forward between the hands. Maybe you can do it in one step. Maybe it takes two. Drop the knee. Release the top of the left foot. Inhale. Coming up to a low lunge. Shifting the hips, pushing the hips forward. Keeping the hips square. And at the same time, push back, push energy into the right foot as you lift your heart. Bring your fingers interlaced behind your head and draw the shoulder blades together as you lift your heart even further to open. One more deep breath in. And exhale, hands come down, framing the right foot. Curl the left toes under. Inhale, reach the right foot back to meet the left, shifting forward. Exhale, drop your knees, chin and chest. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, three-legged dog. Again, reach through the leg. We don't want to just flopping around. We want to reach long and strong with purpose. Exhale, bend the knee into the chest as you bring your left foot forward. Dropping your right knee, release the top of your right foot. On an inhale, reach the arms to the sky. Push forward with the right hip, push back into the left foot. Lifting the heart, interlacing your fingers behind your head. Just an option. Lifting the heart even further. Feeling the stretch in the front of the right hip, in that hip flexor, psoas. Inhale and exhale, release down, bringing the hands to frame the left foot. Curl the right toes under. Inhale, left comes back to meet the right, shifting forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend deep into your knees and either walk forward or you can try to hop your feet to the front of the mat to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms sweep wide, reaching to the sky. Exhale, one more time through the sun sow. Coming all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift to rebound. Exhale, plant your hands and either step back into plank or hop back. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same thing here. Inhale, right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring your right foot forward. I'm going to add an option here. You can drop your knee and do exactly what we did last time, or you can keep that left knee lifted. Keep the back of the left thigh reaching towards the sky. Reach up into a high lunge or crescent. Staying here or interlacing the fingers and opening the heart. Inhale and exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Inhale, right comes down, right foot comes back to meet the left. Shifting forward, move through your vinyasa. Whatever options you take, move with your breath. You don't have to move with me. Left side, inhale, left leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring your left foot forward. Again, dropping your knee or keeping it lifted. Inhale. And breathe. Maybe interlacing the fingers and lifting the heart to open and lift the heart on an inhale. And exhale, release. Hands come down to frame the foot. Inhale, left back to meet the right. Choosing your vinyasa. Building some heat. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees, look between your hands and step or float to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together to heart center. Closing your eyes again here just for a moment. Noticing the heat that we've built. And then we'll move into our practice, into our other flows. Keeping your breath steady. Long inhales and exhales, even as we build heat and work hard. Inhale, arms sweep to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop back to plank. And then push back to your downward facing dog. From here, we're gonna inhale, reach your right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring your right foot all the way forward between your hands. We'll go through all the warriors here. So dropping your left foot to a 45-degree angle, we want to really ground through the outside edge of the left foot, the pinky edge. Our feet don't need to be in line. They should probably be closer to the edges of our mat, especially for those of us with tight hips. Once we're grounded, inhale to rise. To start, I like to bring my hands down. This is a tricky one for me. It always has been. Bring my hands down to my hips. We're trying to square the hips, pushing energy into that left foot. And then deep bend in the right knee. Once we've got our hips square, reach the arms high. Warrior one. Nice and strong warrior, reaching through your fingertips. Purposeful pose. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, opening up, keeping that 45-degree bend. You may have to adjust your right foot to warrior two. So for warrior two, we're going to look at the mat and make sure if you drew a line down the mat from your right heel to your left arch that they're in line. Pushing again in the outer edge of the left foot, opening that right knee. So look down, make sure you can see your right big toe, arms parallel to the ground, reaching through fingertips and gaze just beyond your right fingertips. Warrior two. Keep breathing. We're going to keep our legs exactly the same and come into reverse warrior. So on your next inhale, drop your left hand down, reach your right hand up. So you slide your left hand down your left leg. Feeling the stretch all along the right side. Deep bend stays in that right knee. We don't want to straighten here. That's an entirely different pose. Gazing up under the right hand, reverse warrior. Inhale. And then exhale, extended side angle. Bringing your right elbow to your right knee. Inhale, sweep the left arm out in front of you as you reach it up, bicep to the ear. So we're stacking shoulders, the left bicep towards the left ear, creating a long line from our left foot, grounding into the outer edge still, reaching to our left fingertips. Gazing up underneath the left arm, not dumping too much weight into the right elbow, so lifting a little bit. Extended side angle. On your next inhale, we're going to take a break on the right leg. Inhale, straighten your right knee. As you cartwheel your arms all the way around, we're going to come into a reverse triangle. So legs are straight, right arm up, left arm slides down the left leg. Inhale. And then exhale, reach that right arm forward. So you're sliding out over that right leg until you hit that stopping point where you start to cave in. Keep stacked like you're in between two panes of glass, and then just drop the right hand wherever it may land. Stacking shoulders, reaching fingers to the sky. So you could be here. You can use your shin, maybe your ankle, maybe your fingers to the floor. Keep tucking the right hip under, left hip stacks on top of right, pushing into the outer edge, of the left foot in triangle or trikonasana. Inhale and exhale, cartwheel both hands down to frame the right foot, lift the left heel. Inhale, right foot comes back to meet the left, choosing your option for vinyasa. Move with your breath, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Same thing, left side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky, long and strong through the leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the foot forward. Dropping the right heel, finding that alignment. So our feet are like train tracks here. We want to have some balance. Inhale to rise. So to start, just like on the other side, bring your hands to your hips. Push your right hip forward, left hip back. So we're trying to square the hips to the front of the mat. Once you find that, engage the muscles to hold your hips there. Deepen the bend in your left knee and reach your strong arms and fingertips up towards the sky in Warrior One. Keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, Warrior Two. Adjusting your feet. Again, still the energy out of the right side of the outside of the right foot. That heel to arch alignment. Gaze down, make sure you can see your left big toe. Arms parallel with the floor. Strong all the way through the fingertips and gaze just beyond the left fingertips. Warrior Two. Keeping your legs where they are. Don't straighten your left knee. Inhale, reverse the warrior. Right hand to the thigh. Left hand reaches up and over. Inhale. And exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow to the left knee. Inhale, sweep the arm forward as it circles around until you can stack the shoulders, gazing up underneath the arm. Long, strong line of energy from your right foot to your right fingertips, an extended side angle. Your left leg is probably talking to you now. We're going to take a break. On your next inhale, straighten that left leg as you cartwheel the arms around to reverse your triangle. Right hand down the leg, left hand reaches up and over. Feels so good as we land here in reverse triangle. Inhale, exhale. Slide that right hand down the thigh as you reach the left hand out over the left leg as far as you can as you stay stacked in between that pane of glass. And then exhale, stack the shoulders, drop the hand wherever it lands. Keep the integrity of the posture. This is another place, I didn't mention on the other side, where a block could come in. You can have the block in any height and use it for stability. Keep the shoulders flat on the back. Inhale and exhale. Bring the hands down to frame the foot. Inhale, left comes back to meet the right. Shifting forward. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Moving through your vinyasa at your own pace. Exhale into downward dog. Inhale, bring your feet together, coming up onto your tiptoes. Exhale, bend your knees, look between your hands, and step or float to forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms sweep wide as you come to stand in tall mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. Taking a moment to breathe. From here, we're gonna inhale, reach the arms high, and exhale, dive forward. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, make sure your fingers stay touching the mat. And inhale, just sit back into a chair. We want to make sure that our fingers can still stay. Bring the back to flat. So if you lose the finger touch, that's fine. And inhale from here, reach the arms up. We want to reach the seat back like you're trying to touch a seat that's just out of your reach. Knees squeezed together, weight is in the hips, tail is slightly tucked. Arms can be here or at heart center. Extended makes it a little harder. Chair. Sitting deep. Inhale and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your right leg high to the sky in standing splits. So you can keep your hands here to support yourself. Gaze down at the ground as you work towards a stronger standing split. You can bring your gaze behind you so the crown of your head aims towards the floor. You can also grab one ankle with one hand, maybe both, maybe hands to heart center. Challenging balance wherever we can. On your next exhale, bring your hands down if you haven't already. Swing your right foot behind you. Plant the outside edge of your foot on the mat or on the ground to the left. Plant your right hand and then exhale. Open the twist here. Stacking shoulders. Feeling the stretch in the outside of the left hip and the glute here. Inhale and exhale, bringing your hands both back down. Inhale, reach your right leg high, and exhale, plant it down next to the left. We'll do the same thing on the left side. Inhale, left leg high to the sky. Staying here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Practicing your balance if you want to take that challenge. This is always harder on my left side with my left leg high. Don't have as much strength or balance. Keep breathing, finding a point of focus or your drishti. Always helps with your balance. Inhale, and on the exhale, bring the hands down. Swing the left foot out to the right behind you, planting the left hand, and then exhale, open into the twist. Feeling the deep stretch in the outside of the right hip. Your next exhale, release the hands. Swing your left leg back to the sky on an inhale, and exhale, bring both feet together. Inhale, come back into that chair. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Twist to the right, hooking your left elbow on the outside of the right knee, keeping the knees in line with the hips, and then stack the shoulders, twisting through the spine. Keep the spine long. So we're going to transfer. I'm going to give a couple options. Level 1, you're going to release the twist and step the left leg back into a lunge position and then find the twist again. Level 2, if you want a little bit of balance challenge here, we're going to stay in this seated chair twist. Bring your weight into your right foot. It's always good to bring your gaze down to the ground. See if you can come up onto your left toes, maybe lifting the left foot entirely, and slowly step it back. We should all be meeting in this twisted lunge. Twisting, inhale, and exhale, release the twist. Inhale, come to stand in high lunge or crescent. And then exhale, drop your left heel, adjusting your feet, coming into star. So your feet are parallel with the edges of the mat. Arms wide, coming into 5-pointed star. Let your heels swing out slightly. We're gonna come into a stretch. Prasarita Tandasana. Exhale, hands come to center through the heart center as you fold forward. Folding over your legs. Let the head hang. Whenever I'm hanging, just to remind my body to relax, since we hold a lot of tension in our neck, I like to just shake out my head gently. You can grab opposite elbows here and hang with gravity. You can grab ankles or feet, elbows bending out to the sides, pulling the crown of your head towards the floor. Or you can walk your hands between your legs. I hear my chicken. Walking your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come to a halfway lift. Bring your right hand down just beneath your face. Inhale and exhale. Keep the hips as they are and just twist open. Stacking the shoulders, reaching the left fingertips towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, bringing your hand back down, switching sides so the left hand comes just below your gaze. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, open into the twist, keeping that length. So twisting, using the muscles of the core to twist. Your next exhale, bring your hands back down. Hanging one more time here in Prasarita. Relaxing, maybe noticing that your head has come closer to the mat. From here, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders on an inhale. Walking your body to the left. So we should be in a lunge facing the back of our mat. Inhale to rise. I'm going to do this in reverse. Exhale, hands come to heart center, twist to the left. The right elbow hooks the outside of the left knee as you stack the shoulders, trying to bring hands to heart center. Keep lifting the left knee away from the mat, long and strong through that back leg, deep bend in the left knee. From here, I'll give you our options. So again, we're just coming out in reverse. So level 1, you can bring your hands down for support. Step your right foot next to your left, sit into that chair and find your twist. Level 2, if you want to play with the balance, you're going to stay in the twisted lunge. Bring your gaze down to the mat in front of your toes. Bring the weight into your left foot. Get light on the right. And step the right foot forward next to the left, finding that twisted chair. Your next inhale, release, coming up to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step or hop back to plank. Inhale, shift forward, and then move through your vinyasa. Or you can always skip vinyasa, come straight to down dog, or take a child's pose whenever you'd like. From here, we're going to start slowing it down. Inhale, reaching the right leg high to the sky. Exhale, bring your right foot all the way forward, planting it outside of your right hand. So we have a really big step here, really big space between our right and left foot. Coming up onto the fingertips, let the hips drop as the heart pulls forward between the shoulders. Taking a breath here, and as you exhale, drop your left knee, release the top of the left foot. Staying here, reaching long. Or you can take your right hand and gently push your right knee open. As you lift your toes towards your shin, let the weight roll to the outer edge of your right foot, gazing up over your right shoulder. Staying here, or sweeping your right hand back, lifting your left foot to grab the outside edge of the foot. Adding a little bit of difference to the hip stretch in each of these options, but stay where it feels good. Making sure that your knee is stacked over your ankle. You don't want your foot back here, knee in front of your ankle. Put your knee in a vulnerable position for injury. So we want to keep that stacked, keep the toes drawn back to activate the muscles, protect the joint. If you lifted the left foot, gently let it come down. Bringing both hands down, heel toe your right foot in between your hands. Inhale, then on the exhale, just walk your hands back, landing on your left knee, right leg straight. So make sure you're drawing your right hip back, pull the right toes towards the shin, and fold forward. So the action feels like you're reaching your heart towards your toes. You're trying to drag your right heel back on the mat towards your body. So we want the hips square. You should feel a deep stretch along the back side of the right leg. And then point your toes just for a moment, stretching out the front of the shin, the front of the foot. Walking your hands forward, rebend the right knee. And then heel toe your right foot to the left until you can set your knee down next to your wrist. So this posture is not the best for people with knee injuries. This puts our knee into a vulnerable position. My knees aren't the greatest, but I'm very careful when I do it. The way that I'm careful is I find that having a deeper bend in my knee, so my leg, if you guys can see it, my shin is not parallel with the top of my mat. Some people can do that with more flexible hips and knees. But to protect my knee, I bend my heel closer to my body. So I have a deep bend in my knee, sliding my left leg back, keeping it long and straight. So here's another place. Most of us don't have open hips due to our lifestyles. So sitting, driving cars, riding bikes, all that stuff. So most of us will not be sitting on the ground here. We're lifted. You can use a block to put under that right hip. What we don't want to do is roll to the right, because we are not going to find the stretch that we want there. Keep the right toes drawing back towards the shin, again to protect the knee. We're going to start here by lifting the heart. You can stay here, you can reach back and pull your shoulder blades together, grabbing a piece of the edge of your mat. And half pigeon, lifting and breathing into that hip and glute. Each exhale, maybe sinking a little deeper. And releasing the mat if you have it. On your next exhale, slowly walk your arms out. Okay, here's where lots of options come again. Arms can walk out depending on your flexibility. We don't want our legs to change. So you could be here on your elbows. If you have a block and elbows is your space, you can rest your forehead on the block, whatever level you want to have it. What we want to do is find a place where our upper body can completely relax. So wherever you can lower down to, we want to be able to rest our heads. If you don't have a block, my suggestion, my little tip, make fists, stack them. So as soon as we let the rest of our body relax, it gives permission for the largest muscles in our body to release and open. Sends them the signal that we're relaxing, it's safe, and we can open into this stretch. Breathing deeply, inhaling into the edge of the tension. And then as you exhale, notice if it softens, maybe just a little tiny bit. Maybe taking this time to check back in with your breath. Reconnect with your intention. Your next inhale, slowly come up. So I'm going to do a fun move. It looks difficult, but it's not. Some people get confused. I will show you both ways to get in. Actually, I'm not doing it yet. So let your weight roll over to the hip, like I said not to. And then swing the left leg up and around, crossing the left foot over the right knee. If you notice that you cannot bring that left hip back down to the mat and have your left foot flat, then you can straighten the right leg back out. You're going to find the same stretch here. So we want the sits bones on the mat, left foot flat on the mat. Sitting tall, inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky. Exhale as you twist to the left. Bring your left hand behind you, right elbow hooks the knee, and gaze out over your left shoulder. Keep lifting the heart between the shoulders. Keep lifting tall through the crown of the head, using your left hand as support, like a kickstand. Keep breathing. And releasing this twist. Here's where it gets fun. So you don't have to do this. You can find your way back, and I'll explain where we are when we come back. So I'm going to turn around. We're going to end up facing on the other side of the mat. So leaning forward with support, keep your feet where they are, and start walking your hands to the right. Keep walking them to the right. Keep walking them to the right. I guess we're not facing the other side of the mat yet, but we will be. So now you should have your right leg up and over, so right foot planted flat, left foot there next to your right hip. Sitting tall, again, you can straighten the left leg if you can't find both sits bones on the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms high to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. Gazing over the right shoulder, using that right hand to support as you lift the heart and keep lengthening into the twist. So you should feel this in your hips and in the twist. Keep breathing. Your next exhale, release, coming back to center. So we're going to reverse all these postures on the other side coming out. So from here, lean over onto your left hip, supporting with your hands. Sweep your right hand behind you, or what? That would be your leg. I'm screwing up my words. And then shifting up to square your hips to the mat. So we're finding this pigeon on the left side. So left knee is bent. We don't want to roll over to the left hip again. You can use a block or a bolster for support. Finding that place, keep the left toes drawing back towards the shin to protect the knee, and then maybe reaching the hands back for that mat to lift the heart, coming into a slight back bend here. Releasing the mat if you've got it, bringing the hands forward. Inhale, lengthening, keeping the hips and legs in the same position. Exhale, fold forward to wherever that is for your body. Again, my theme, my intention for this practice is listening to my body. So finding the place where there's tension but not pain. We never want pain. And again, anytime in this, especially this position, if you feel any pain in your knee, it's time to come out. Doesn't mean you'll never be able to do it. There's other hip openers, but we really want to protect the knees. We don't want to risk one joint for a pose or risk injury for the sake of a pose. Every body is different. Keep breathing into the hips or into the hip and the glute on the left side. Your next inhale, slowly come back up onto your hands. We're going to shift our weight forward into our hands, nice and strong. And then we're going to bring our left foot outside of our left hand. We're coming back out the same way we came in. So we're going to come into that lizard lunge. So knee is still released, right foot is released, right knee is on the ground. Left knee is stacked on the ankle, coming up to the fingertips, dropping the hips forward. Staying here or using your left hand to gently push the left knee away, coming to the outside of the left foot. Keep drawing your toes back or sweeping the left hand back to grab the outside of the right foot, gazing over the left shoulder. Gently release the right foot back down. We're going to heel toe the left foot in between the hands. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, just walk your hands back until you're standing on your right knee. Draw the left toes back. Lengthen the heart out over the left leg as you draw the left hip back and fold to wherever that may be. We want to stay strong here. Heart lifted, spine lengthened, so we don't want to round in. Again, that feeling of drawing the left heel back towards the body as you shift the right hip forward. You should feel it deepen the stretch just by that little micro movement, just that intention even. Maybe you don't even notice a physical movement, but you can feel the difference. Your next exhale, point the toe. We'll just get the stretch here on the front of the shin and the foot just for a moment. and release. Walking your hands back forward to frame the left foot, curl the right toes under. Coming into a low lunge, hands come to heart center, and exhale. Twist to the left, catching the elbow on the knee. Coming all the way up on an inhale into our high crescent, and then exhale, drop the right heel. We're going to come into goddess here. So we're going to heel toe the feet closer together. Heels in, toes angled out. Inhale, sweep the arms to the sky, and exhale, bend the elbows, keeping the shoulder blades drawn towards each other. Lower the tail straight down. So we're not in a squat. I'll demonstrate from the side. So we're not here. We're going to drop the tail down, try to keep the spine perpendicular with the floor. So we're sitting tall spine, knees opening, goalpost arms or cactus arms. Probably shaking. I'm going to turn back towards you. Exhale, bring your hands down to your knees. Inhale and exhale. Twist to the left as you open that right knee with the right hand. Inhale, back through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhale, back to center. And exhale, straighten the legs. We're going to step both feet to the front of the mat, the original front of the mat, since I've been all over the place. I'm going to add a little challenge as we come on down to the mat. Inhale, reach the fingertips to the sky, come up onto your toes, and exhale, bend the knees slowly, trying to lower with the spine straight, like you're sliding it down a wall behind you as slow as you can. Hands come to heart center, open your knees, and with support or without, bring the hips down to the mat. Finding the center of your mat, we're going to come into some core work really quickly before we slow it down. So knees bent, finding the sits bones, sitting tall. We're going to keep that here. And then you can start level 1. Hands can be behind the knees. Inhale, exhale, just hinge back. Take a look or check out how your tummy is. You can bring your hand down. Is it popping? That means you've gone too far. You're losing the engagement in your core. Keep your belly button drawn to the spine and your heart lifted. If it's popped, give yourself some more assistance with your arms. If it hasn't, your back is still flat, your heart is still open, and your belly is still drawn in, you can lift your knees. I just shifted back. Maybe lift your hands. So many options here. You can also be here or here. Form, especially in this posture, is really more important than what it looks like. So what your belly and your core is doing is more important than the shape of the posture, the visible shape of the posture. I'm getting attacked by bugs. Inhale and exhale, drop your feet. Let your feet come together, the soles of your feet, knees wide. Options here. So you can bring your feet closer into your body. You're going to get a hip stretch, probably inner thigh, more here. For this one, I like to have my feet further away and make a diamond. And then on an exhale, fold forward, using my hands to pull my heart towards my feet. I get a release in the low back. I like this after we do any core work because as much as we try to keep that form, as I was speaking of, with our belly and just strengthening our core, our lower back does take over. It supports, and when we lose engagement, it's what holds us up. So it's a nice release for our low back. Releasing, coming back to seated. Extend your legs out, toes drawn up towards the shins. Inhale, sweep the arms tall. We're gonna do a little Pilates, a little counter movement. We're gonna draw the belly in, inhale, and on the exhale, start by tucking the tail. Make a C curve with the belly. Keep that belly button drawn in. Using the belly button and the core, slowly roll through the spine, one vertebra at a time, setting it down onto the mat, keeping the legs together, head and shoulders come down last. Relax down, hug your knees into your chest. Maybe doing a couple circles on the low back. We're gonna do a twist. So from here, bring your legs to tabletop, arms open, palms open to the sky. Inhale, and on the exhale, let your knees fall to the left. However far they come down, doesn't matter. More importantly, right shoulder stays on the mat. Stay here, or you can bring your gaze to your right hand, twisting all the way from your tailbone to the crown of the head, twisting through the spine. I'm going to add one more option. I love this option. I have really tight hips, so it always feels really good. You can extend your right leg, so straighten the right leg, grab the outside edge of your right foot with your left hand, making sure that the shoulders stay down. You should feel a long stretch on the outside of the right hip and the IT band. Wherever you are, keep breathing. Allowing your exhales to soften you deeper into the twist. As we wring out the torso. We are literally wringing out our torso. It's squeezing our torso and all the internal organs, squeezing out any old or stagnant blood. And as we release, all those organs are rushed full of fresh, oxygenated blood. It's supposed to help in all of our organ functions. Wherever you are, bring your knees back together. On an exhale, bring your knees back up to center. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Let the knees fall to your right. Gazing up the left hand if you'd like, but making sure the left shoulder stays down. This block is in my way. If you extended the leg, go ahead and extend the left leg here. And maybe closing your eyes to relax into the twist. Letting the breath deepen with each exhale. Releasing the foot from the hand, bringing the knees together again, and exhale, bringing the knees back to center. Opening the knees wider than the chest, reach the feet to the sky as you wrap your fingers around the outer edge of your feet or your peace fingers around your big toes. So knees come outside of the rib cage and then pull down with your hands. You pull your knees towards the mat outside of your chest. If this is new for you, you may not be here. We don't want the tail to lift. We want the low back, the whole sacrum flat on the mat. We want the shoulders relaxed down on the mat. So as much of our back flat on the mat as we can. So if this is where you are, you're trying to get to this point, you can stay here and focus on lengthening the back body onto the mat. If you're already here, you can choose to rock side to side in happy baby. I'm getting really warm in the sun. Releasing the hands and extend your legs out onto the mat for our final resting position in Shavasana. If this is a part of the practice where you normally leave, turn off your computer, I ask you to stay. I hope that you will stay. This is just as much a part and just as important a part of our practice as each posture. It is our pause, moving from our mat back into life, into the world. It is our pause to integrate what we've done today. So allowing your attention to come back to the body, letting go of any thoughts that are circling in your head. Maybe even focusing on the breath. It's a great place to start this meditational practice of Savasana or any meditation. It's focusing on the breath, the sensations in the inhale and the exhale, the rise and the fall, the in and the out. It will always bring us back into the moment where life is. Take these last few moments in Savasana in silence. Slowly bring awareness back into your body, into the room, into wherever you are, wiggling your fingers or toes, reaching your arms long above your head, fingers away from your toes. And exhale, hug your knees into your chest. And then slowly coming up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed. Your next inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Bring your palms together to heart center. Thank you, everyone, for joining me in this practice. The inner light in me recognizes the inner light in each and every one of you. Namaste.